Come and dream with me.
Hello and welcome to this What Do You Want to Watch Spoilercast for Suicide Squad. There's no that in that, it's just Suicide Squad. I'm Ashley Hopley, joining me today, Dylan Blythe.
Are we some sort of Suicide Squad?
Kind of. Please be aware we're freely discussing anything and everything about the plot themes in any of the film, so if you haven't watched it, come back later. It's currently available on all services where you rent stuff.
I was about to say, I didn't rent this. Don't tell me it was streamed.
I don't know.
Somewhere.
It's available from all renting services at the moment.
You might have Blu-ray or the DVD.
You could, yeah. Or you can jump back in time to 2016 and watch it in cinemas.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So with that said, let's jump to a discussion of Suicide Squad, directed by David Ayer, written by David Ayer, based on characters by DC Entertainment, starring Will Smith, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, Viola Davis, Jai Courtney, Jay Hernandez, Adewale, Akinnuoye-Agbaje, Scott Eastwood, Karen Fukuhara, Ike Barinholtz, and Cara Delevingne. Amanda Waller assembles a team of imprisoned supervillains to execute dangerous Black Ops missions. When an ancient witch threatens to destroy mankind, the squad is sent to stop her. Dylan, this is actually like the third DCU EU film fourth DCU film we've done this year. How does this one rank?
So this is the worst DC movie. DC EU movie. I don't know if this or Green Lantern's actually worse, to be honest. I'd have to rewatch Green Lantern, but I don't want to do that.
Well, when the Green Lantern series starts up, we'll go revisit.
They're bad for different sorts of reasons, but yeah, this movie has, as I put it to you the other day, it has just got worse with time. I think I said it's the opposite of a fine wine or something, because I saw on Trakt I had it ranked at it's like milk. It's gone fucking really off. It just fucking stunk up my TV. It was a 4 on Trakt I had it at, and now I've dropped it to a 3. So I decided that I actually liked it less. I don't really have anything good to say about this movie, to be honest. I'll let everyone know that now. So if that's going to annoy you, you know, leave.
Well, we'll see if
I don't know.
We'll see if we can change that. But
I didn't like this the first time I watched it. I watched it again to see if I could, if it was that whole thing of, maybe now that I know what it's like, I'll enjoy it more the second time. And I was like, no, it's still shit. And this time it's still shit. The whole movie is just, I don't know. Like, it's just a big old, this is why sometimes certain sorts of people shouldn't direct certain types of movies or stuff, because I don't even know what this, it's just a mess. It is just a mess of a person playing with comic book characters, like there's still the dolls or whatever he played with when he was like 12 or 16 or whatever. And the male characters are dumb and stupid and macho, and the female characters are stupid and just hypersexualized or dumb. And to put it this way, this is my thing with this movie. They announced Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I went, great casting. All about that. I watched this, hated her as that character. I was like, it's just shit. Like, it's just too try hard. It's the whole, I just hated it. I just thought she was annoying and just so nothing to that character at all. Hated the whole thing of her and the Joker in the movie. Bullshit. And then the thing I always point out is I had all this, and then when Birds of Prey got announced, I was like, I don't really fucking care. I'm sorry, Harley Quinn. I always call it Birds of Prey in my mind. Harley Quinn and the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that one. They announced that, and I was like, I don't really care for that. And went into that, and that movie completely changed. She's really good in that. And it just is the complete, you can put those two movies side by side and just go, well, here's what the difference is between someone writing and directing her and someone else writing and directing her in that role. And it's like the biggest like night and day difference, where one person made me hate her in that role, and the other person made me love her in that role. And especially since I haven't watched this since that movie came out, going back to this was maybe that's why I like it even less, because now I've seen her do that role and enjoy it, and now rewatching this, it was just like, why would I ever watch this like without a reason, like this fucking dumbass podcast episode? Why would I ever put myself through watching her in this again when you've got a way better version of the movie? But no, it's just dumb. The plot's dumb. The acting's dumb. Fucking just dumb. It's a dumb movie. I don't like it.
Yeah, this is not a good movie. Yeah, it's very dumb and just very cheesy, corny lines. There's just no really interesting characters. Oh, well, I think there's the bones there for interesting characters, but it's just executed very poorly. And as much as people have been clamoring for on the internet for a Ayer cut, I can't imagine that would improve it. I know
it would make it worse. Because it would just be less of the pop song montagey stuff and just more of the
gritty,
the dark, broody stuff, which I don't really think is done well here either. You know, like I actually think Snyder does the dark, moody stuff well because he actually writes way more interesting versions of these characters. Like Deadshot, Will Smith, there's a brick laid there for that character to have something interesting. No one else, I don't think, at all does. And to make the film more brooding is not going to help it. Whereas the people that complain about Snyder's stuff, I don't even think it's the same.
It's night and day because Joss Whedon obviously went in and reshot stuff. The editors on Suicide Squad just used whatever they had. So the delivery of stuff isn't going to change.
No.
So you can't change the terrible lines used throughout the film. You can't change the storyline of Diablo murdering his family, and then saying at the end, "I've already lost one family. I don't want to lose another with these people he's been with for 6 hours."
Yeah.
There's just so much ridiculousness in it. And it's not very good, but, let's touch on some of the things that, are going to come back. Obviously, Harley set up in this film. I think it's good that they got all the sexualization stuff out of the way, so now we can just move on. Like, it is kind of ridiculous, the outfit that she wears in this, when you think back on it.
It is so bad. And I saw someone... And this is where I think that people don't get it. I saw someone when Birds of Prey came out who on Twitter was saying that because they posted a shot of her with her main costume, which is like what, crop top and the shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "Oh, look, even the female director is sexualizing her." I'm like, if you think that outfit is at all close to what they've got her wearing in this, you are out of your goddamn mind.
She's pretty much just wearing briefs in this, at best,
and fucking
but like an eternal wedgie,
massive high heels. Some reason, and they do that stupid scene where she pulls the top down and everyone's like staring at her, and I don't know if it's supposed to be funny or I don't know. As I said, yeah.
But yeah, I think we're all. Obviously, she's great in Birds of Prey, and we're hoping she'll be good in the Suicide Squad. I think it's interesting. Obviously, her relationship with Joker in this, that it's in such contrast to Birds of Prey and her being so subservient. They do have some nice like imagery and that kind of thing. Obviously, with Joker and Harley in her original costume. But yeah, there's not a lot to go on. Not a lot to take from. I think they completely rebuilt her in the Birds of Prey, so we can all be grateful that that's the Harley we're probably going to get going forward. I think, yeah, she was just trying too hard. And I think a common thing throughout this film is them reminding you they're bad guys the entire film, even though they really never really do anything bad. And the only people
We're
who
the
do bad stuff
guys.
end up...
It's what we do.
Everybody who actually does bad stuff ends up dead. Diablo says he's murdered his family, ends up dead.
Deadshot kills a mob boss. Like, I know it's murder, but like, you don't see him.
No, you don't see him as a bad guy.
You don't really see him as a bad guy. You see the Joker as a bad guy.
Do you though? What's the worst thing the Joker does in this film?
No, I just feel like if he keeps Harley as a prisoner. How about that?
Does he though?
He fucking converts her mind.
I guess, and shocks her, but that's about it.
Yeah, the whole shock therapy scene's a bit fucked up, I think. But the worst person in this movie is actually Griggs, the cop or whatever, security guard.
Oh yeah, Barinholtz guy. Yeah,
he's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy, and then
he's the true bad guy.
What's his face? Who dies in the first 7 minutes of the mission? Who punches a cop to make sure you really don't like him? Which I think plays a little bit different now because we don't really like cops at the moment. So
ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time. You know. How do we feel about the Joker in this film? Because obviously we don't really get to see Jared Leto ever reprise the role. And like I said, he doesn't really come off too evil for the most part. Even you could even think he's the hero trying to save Harley from imprisonment this entire film. You know, that's all he's trying to do the entire film.
My thoughts on him as a Joker remain the same, which is that I'm open to different versions of comic book characters. I don't really mind, especially if the more popular they are, the more likely we've already seen the core version that you want done somewhere anyway. And we've seen more typical versions of the Joker done over and over. So when they first showed pictures of him and everyone lost it and, tattoos and stuff, I'm like, I don't really care. Like, I would much rather, like the first time I see someone like Deadshot in live action, it's like, I would prefer to see just more comic accurate because it'd just be cool because I haven't seen that character before. Or, the first time we see Harley or whatever else, like I get that people are like, oh, I want like more comic accurate. Although sometimes you get what you think you want and it's not actually a good idea. But I can you just have that feeling where you're just like, oh, I want to see like the typical one. But yeah, for characters that we've seen a lot, I'm more likely just to be like, yeah, just fuck around. I don't really care. But all of his scenes in this movie are just so over the top or ridiculous. Like that one where he's lying amongst all those knives
for no reason.
There's like two baby onesies in the background. Like it's a lot.
It doesn't make sense. It's not in any particular shape.
No, that's just so stupid. And it's just, Jared Leto's over the top. Obviously on purpose. He was. Yeah. You hear all these stories about him putting rats in people's stuff on set and whatever else. That's a whole other. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not against this version of Joker. I'm glad it's kind of faded into oblivion because if they were going to keep him around as that and try and keep Harley the way she was compared to what we've got with Harley now, I'd much rather just have what we've got with Harley and fuck him off than have the Joker Harley combo that we see at the start of the movie. Oh, here he comes, Mr. J. Oh, fuck off. Oh, honey bunny. Oh.
I mean, I'd like to see him come back just so he can get his from Harley.
He got his moment. He got his moment in the Snyder Cut. That was like his best scene he's done in all these movies.
Yeah, but I want Harley to smack him in the head or something.
Look, if they want to bring him up so Harley can just kill him, I'm fine with that. Just do that.
That changes the entire multiverse, so that the events of Nightmare never happen.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one thing. Yeah. Harley kills the Joker.
All solved.
Problem solved.
Superman never goes crazy. Everything. It's all good. Then we also have, obviously, Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flagg. I think, just from the trailers, it seems like he has more personality in James Gunn's version. Also, although you have to question, why is he still involved with the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to how and why. Also, I'm probably just going to say he dies, by the way, in the Suicide Squad. There's my 2 cents on that. He's dying.
Potentially. And then Idris Elba takes over or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Building up as the big guy. But no, I think he's fine. He just has a sad sack story. Very,
he was tricked into falling in love with a girl who was just laying in his bathtub, and apparently just fell head over heels for her because.
Yeah, how could you not for somebody in your bathtub in like black swamp water?
Well, I assume it was like she was out somewhere. They sent the team in or whatever, like, oh, there's like terrorists in there or whatever, and he finds her. She's like, help me, and he's like, oh my god,
damsel in
distress.
I
think I'm in love with you. He's like, I'm like the highest decorated military officer. I fell in love with the first girl I see. Like, it's just so, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then we've got, obviously, Amanda Waller. She's coming back. I think Viola Davis is, like, the other saving grace of this film. She's pretty good.
Yeah, Viola Davis is great. And she's been great.
Would you say it's something you like in the film?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Viola Davis is good.
Cool. So you do like something from this film?
Yeah. She's fucking just hard ass. She's true. Yeah. She's exactly, like, she is... she plays the character pretty much exactly how you would want from the comics, and it's a translation that works well because she's just she would just fucking kill you, and she does. So she just kills all those dudes in that room, and she's scary.
Yeah, she does. Like they didn't have clearance. She just shoots them all in cold blood.
Maybe she's the bad guy of this film.
Probably. She thinks she can control the Enchantress.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of sets everything in motion. She got the Suicide Squad to rescue her. That was their sole purpose.
Yep.
And they would have succeeded if the Joker hadn't showed up.
Those damn meddling Joker.
No, actually, her ship went down before the Joker showed up. From memory, actually, yeah. It's hard to remember this film at all. Also, I forgot we got Batfleck in this as well. Maybe a bit too much than we needed. One of the 6 openings to the film. It's the opposite of Return of King. That just has lots of starts. Lots of starts. Yep. And then we also have Captain Boomerang coming back. I think he's surely going to die pretty quickly in the second. Can't see him sticking around very long. I also find
he lives. I'm going to say he lives.
He lives because he just to spite everybody.
He's really good in that role, and you could see him pop up in The Flash, even if he's not the main villain. I just think...
I mean, it was crazy we also got The Flash in this. There were so many crossovers in this movie.
Yeah. This was the big one. This was the first non-Batman, Superman, DCEU thing.
They were just trying to really push it hard, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I laughed when he threw his boomerang and it's a drone. A camera. As if he wasn't thinking it was going to go off. It was going to be disabled. Eventually hits the wall, mate.
He's very good. What's his... I can't remember his name. What's the actor's name?
John Courtney.
That's it. Yeah, he's really good in this. Because I've seen him... Before he did this, he used to do all these really serious things, and sometimes you'd watch some of them and his acting would kind of just be terrible because it was like really try hard, ultra serious type things, and then he did this and you're like, oh, he can actually have fun. So good job.
All right, so you're looking forward to James Gunn's iteration. Obviously he's got a larger cast. Are you concerned that obviously this one didn't service any of the cast very well? You didn't give any chance to do much backstory with anybody. Do you think that'll be a problem in the next film?
Nah. You're going to have a bunch of fodder Z-tier villains, and you're not going to care about not knowing their whole story because it's fine. They serve their purpose, which is to literally just be introduced and die. But the fact that... See, this movie, Suicide Squad, I don't know who the main character is. I don't really know what anyone's story really was. I don't feel like there's particularly much character development for anyone.
Will Smith got to teach his daughter maths. About hypotenuse.
Good job. But based off the trailers for the Suicide Squad, we have all these scenes of Idris Elba. You get an understanding of why he's doing what he's doing. You know they're gonna do something with John Cena Peacemaker because they're doing a spin-off series. You know there's gonna be some stuff there. You know Harley Quinn's gonna have stuff. You know, like you know these characters are gonna have stories. We have to have some story for Rick Flag and why he's still doing this and what the hell's going on because he doesn't have really a reason to anymore. I always feel like there's just pieces in place. I think King Shark's going to be the real. He's going to be the Groot. Yeah.
Everybody's going to have buy King Shark toys, as they should.
I'm already laughing more about that movie based off a trailer than I am this one. Fucking. Yeah.
Can I also say that the funniest thing is the ending and the climax to this film, like the big team up, take down the villain.
Can I be honest? Do you want me to tell you something right now? So I got to that and I remembered how much I hated it and I fast forwarded.
So we just played it at normal speed.
I just kind of like zip, 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 zip. I got to the end of the fight. I could play. I skipped like 5 minutes.
Because what? It's who throws Deadshot the gun? Harley. Harley throws Deadshot the gun.
Yeah, it's slow motion.
Killer Cock throws the dynamite. Deadshot
slow motion the dynamite. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell! What terrible. Terrible. The underserved Katana as well. You know, she just pops out of nowhere. And she disappears, never to be seen again.
Yep. Yeah. I love how she gets in and Rick, after being like, "Oh, these people are crazy. Like, there's fucking Crocodile Man here and all this stuff." You're like, you really think he's never seen anything this weird in his life? And then she pops onto the plane and he's like, "Yeah, don't fuck with her because like she'll keep your soul in her sword." I'm like, mate, 5 minutes ago you were like, "This shit's fucked," and now you're like, "We'll keep your soul in her sword."
No, that's
don't mind if she's
reasonable.
talking. Yeah, like that's fine. That's very normal. Yeah.
Sword sucking souls.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't get the combination of words right. Let us know what you thought of Suicide Squad if you've rewatched it. Well, like if you were sorry if we brought it back up, if you're trying to purge it from your memory. Tell us how excited you are for the Suicide Squad this week by going to explosion.com/Twitter or jump to our Discord at explosion.com/Discord. If you want to help us out, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, or just tell people about the show. If you thought this episode was worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosion.com/support and leave us a coffee. Buy us a coffee even. I don't think you can just leave us a coffee.
You can try.
You could try. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.